Welcome back. You're watching NDTV Profit, and the markets are pretty firm and steady today. The Nifty is up about 60 points, so a gain of about 70%. For the Sensex, we have gains about 200 points or so coming through. Let's now focus on a few stocks and pull up the chart of Skipper for you. The news on Skipper is that it has inaugurated its new PVC plant in Guwahati, Assam. To talk to us about this development, we are joined by Mr. Devesh Bansal, Director at Skipper Limited, who's joining us on the phone line from Kolkata. Mr. Bansal, thank you so much for speaking with us at NDTV Profit. Can you give us more details of the new capacity that you've commissioned in Assam? By when will this be utilized completely?
Yes, hi, good afternoon. So the Guwahati plant that we commissioned on the 14th of this month is part of the national expansion plan that Skipper has undertaken. So this is the third plant after our parent plant in Kolkata and the second plant in Ahmedabad. We now have a third plant in Guwahati. And over the next few weeks and months, we'll have two more plants coming up, one in North India and one in South India as well. So that will really complete our pan-India expansion plan. The current capacity that the company has is about 29,000 tons per annum, of which 4,000 tons has been added in Guwahati. And the capacity utilization in these plants is expected to reach close to about 80 to 90% within the next financial year itself.
80 to 90% within FY16, all these three capacities?
Within FY17. So because we've been operating at close to about 100% capacity utilization in our parent plant in Kolkata, but the newer plants obviously will be operating at a lower capacity utilization this year. But next year, we hope to actually take it up to about 80 to 90% capacity utilization.
All right. Now, for the upcoming facilities, you said one in South India, one in North India. How much capacity will you add? Because you were looking to double your revenues with the additional capacities. So, right now, your capacity is 29,000 tons. And post the addition of the North India and South India plant, what will be your capacity like?
Post the expansion of North India and South India, we'll be ending this year at close to about 40,000 tons per annum capacity. And we're looking at 100% growth over our top line from last year, which was close to about 100 crores. So we'll be ending this year anywhere above 200 crores in this financial year. And we actually hope to continue this growth over the next few years itself.
So this year your target is 200 crore rupees in revenues, right?
Yes.
And you are saying you'll do 100% growth in the next 3 years, year after year?
Yeah, the broad mandate that the company has taken is to reach a capacity of about 1 lakh tons per annum by FY18. So we're targeting 100% CAGR on a year-to-year basis.
What we want to understand is that where does this take your capex? And you have been saying that you have an asset-light model. So can you explain this to us? What is the total debt that you have on the books, and what will be the impact on your margins?
So the asset-light model that Skipper has been following has been to basically set up these new units as on leased infrastructure. So we only actually invest into the equipment and not really the land and basic infrastructure like buildings and sheds. So that really reduces our capex by more than 50%. And the overall debt, long-term debt on the books of Skipper, which is primarily more into the power T&D sector, is only about 120 crores of long-term debt, which is easily serviceable by our internal cash flows.
So most of this 120 crore rupees is in the T&D operations?
Yes.
Okay. I wanted to understand from you, when it comes to the PVC operations, we have now recently seen some safeguard duties coming in for stainless steel products as well. And before that, some duties, safeguard duties had come in for HR products as well. Has this impacted your raw material costs at all?
Not really, because most of our steel raw material is procured domestically. And most of our contracts have an escalation, de-escalation clause inbuilt into the system. So any increase or decrease in the raw material prices will not really have a big impact on our margins.
Basically, you're saying its escalation is a pass-through to your end customers?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. So can you tell us, you've been steadily adding capacities and you plan to take it to as much as 100,000 tons an annum. What has been the demand situation like for PVC pipes? If you can give us an outlook there, where is the demand coming from?
So both the major sectors that PVC pipes are used in, which are the agri sector as well as the plumbing sector, has been growing at about 9 to 10% growth every year. And the overall market is estimated to be close to about 15 lakh tons nationally. And there is a steady movement of this market from the unorganized to the organized sector. So better quality manufacturers who operate on a pan-India basis are actually able to grow faster than the unorganized market players.
But you're also into exports. What has been the demand there like? Because, exports from India have been seeing a slowdown for the last 12 months now.
So most of our exports are actually in the power T&D sector, not in the PVC pipe business. And we've been increasing our export proportion very, very healthily. In fact, this year we expect more than about 30% of our overall top line to come from the international business, which spreads from as far as Latin America to Europe to Africa.
And this will be largely the power T&D business, right?
Yes, absolutely.
How about the domestic T&D space? Any pickup there?
The domestic T&D space, of course, is going through a great phase of growth. We see a lot of capex coming in, both from the power grid side as well as from the government's initiatives. The government of India is looking at the transmission industry as a new sunshine industry for India. And huge investments are coming in. I mean, we're talking about the government talking about capex of close to about 1 lakh crores this year itself in the transmission sector. So we hope to actually get a large share of this pie.
Right. Mr. Bansal, can you tell us what the margin picture is like? Because I understand that the export orders come at a slightly higher margin, but you're saying 30% of revenues are coming from exports. What is the margin outlook, and can you break it between the businesses?
So most of our businesses in the T&D sector, which makes up bulk of our top line, we operate at a EBITDA level of close to about 14%. The export markets have a slightly healthier EBITDA number of another couple of percentages because of our currency hedging policy as well. So we actually expect our current EBITDA levels of about 14% to further improve as we go along.
Right. And can you tell us what your order book is like? What's in the pipeline?
We started this year with an order book of close to about 2,400 crores in the power T&D sector. PVC business, of course, has rolling orders, so you don't see very large order books piling up. But the power T&D sector generally has very large, long contracts. So there we have an order book of close to about 2,400 crores, of which almost 50% is made up of international orders.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Bansal, for speaking with us at NDTV Profit, giving us more details of the additional capacities you have commissioned in Assam. So the expectation is that utilization for their capacities will go up to 80 to 90% next year. There will be 5 units up and about within that time. We'll slip into a break at this point of time. When we come back, we will discuss the media space. We will speak with Amit Sethi, Director at Crystal Ratings.